The way that we're doing it is to imagine that George Orwell were writing for it. So it's very much an updated version of the movie, of the book. And therefore the character designs reflect that. We wanted all of the characters to be played by actors and driven by actors, so that it's not an animation where the voices are they're actors going into a booth and voicing them. So we've created a methodology of how we're going to create four-legged animals. We've got a wonderful concept artist, concept designer who's come up with brilliant ways of anthropomorphizing the characters, so that these are not photo-real in the sense that they are not real talking horses and sheep, and in the sense of Babe. It's very much its unique design, its own unique design. And it's for a family audience. It's a family film, but it will also, of course, it's a very political film, but it won't be overt in the way that it will retain the innocence that George Orwell, with the way that he wrote the books, but it's to cause a debate, to have a debate between an 8 and an 80-year-old. It's a big family film, which hopefully will touch people. It's a very emotional story. We're experimenting at the moment with shooting performance capture with live action backgrounds, but also using miniatures, creating a palette and a style and an aesthetic, which I think we should feel very new. Setting up a company is an enormous challenge, and I think one of the things that we thought would be that we would roll into production a lot earlier, but of course when you're building one of the things I wanted to do with Jonathan Cavendish, my business partner, was to build a creative laboratory first and foremost. That we are not a visual effects studio. We don't do the post-production side of things. It's expressly about the delivering of digital characters and the authoring of digital characters.
Right.
And that comes about by so it's all the front end. It's all the performance side of things. Right. Creating a theatre space, if you like, within a performance capture arena where you can have a director experiment with actors, with writers, workshop scenes, pre-visualise movies, pre-visualise video games and television. And also, the other very important aspect of what we're trying to do is to build a talent base. And so the Academy is a very important part of the Imaginarium. We're training actors to work in performance capture as well as filmmaking skills, traditional filmmaking skills in the virtual realm. So that was a big challenge and continues to be a big challenge. And assembling the right people to work with, sort of believers, people who will give 150% and are totally committed. We're trying to punch above our weight in many ways. It's a small organisation, but it's we're trying to do a lot of different things and then also make our own production. So we want to try and make projects where we retain control of the story and the character for as long as possible, and really to further the art and craft of performance capture in lots of different realms, which also includes the live theatre space. Right. So, for instance, in the live theatre space, where you can work with rock bands or the theatre groups and work with interactive theatrical ventures. So that's something that we can experiment with. I mean, it's certainly something that it's not totally original. There have been versions of this before, in the sense that the Gorillas did something quite similar, and the use of holographic technology with performers is also not new. But I'm thinking something slightly more extreme. Actors, dancers, musicians, they don't have to necessarily drive something that's humanoid. They can drive something as abstract as sound or light, or different different species or different beings that you would not normally associate with a performance capture.
Any plans to come to Dubai and set up?
Well, this is very interesting. This is a great opportunity to talk about the possibility of creating a sort of a situation along the lines of what we're doing at the Imaginarium here, because here it's brilliantly placed geographically, of course, in terms of the tradition of storytelling, between East and West, performance capture would lend itself very much to.
Absolutely.
So I think some of the great ancient myths, great ancient stories, especially from Asia, from all over, but particularly, I think there seems to be an appetite here for some kind of creative laboratory.
Yeah. What would it entail?
Be a combination of local investment, government, private funding,
Initiatives, right.
initiatives, and like we have in the UK, that they're very supportive. The UK government are now very supportive of what we're doing and putting a lot of money into skill set and building up the talent pool.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Andy.
Yes.